Ayo, welcome back to another video, boys. So today, Platinum 5 just released another dev blog, and I'll pretty much be doing a coverage on that in case you aren't in the Discord. I'll also link it in the description down below, and I'll be displaying or talking about my thoughts later on in the video. So with that being said, let's just dive straight into this one. Alright, so starting it off, pretty much they are wrapping up 2020 and they want to start off 2021 on a good note and making themselves organized. And the first thing they want to do and tackle on is pretty much the gun customization, and pretty much they want to go and rehaul everything regarding like the framework of the guns and the loadouts. For example, there's a picture that I'll be slapping on the screen right here. Alright, so pretty much what you're looking at is captions for what they want to do with a certain attachment of the actual weapon itself. For example, adjust stock length. So instead of just slapping it on a stock just because it looks better, you're actually going to have a valuable reason to put on a certain one. For example, to help with vertical or horizontal recoil, it'll actually have an impact towards that. There will be some things like what they mentioned, slide attachments anywhere on rail. That'll just be for cosmetics, as they stated there. Anything could be subject to change, but pretty much I'm just going off of what they're saying. Multiple attachments, instead of just having a flashlight or like an IR laser, whatever you desire, you'll be able to put two now with two attachments on like one rail, for example. One thing too that they want to add is putting on camo on individual attachments, and they're probably going to be coming out with many more things. They're just not announcing it because they don't want to give away everything that they're doing. So just expect a lot of rehaul when it comes to attachments and just loadouts in general. One thing I do want to bring up is they mentioned rebalancing with weapons, and they want to make it like its own unique features, and I think that's what they did with the FAL or FAL, whatever you want to call it. Honestly, like when I was using that FAL with that high recoil, I was excited. I know people are like, dude, why would this guy be so excited with the high recoil? It just makes you like try like harder with the weapon. But that's like the uniqueness with the weapon. Like, it's not like any other weapon. I think that's what they're aiming for, and that's what they delivered on the FAL. I haven't tried the two other weapons on the making of this video, like on the date, and I probably will in the future, so I'm not too sure on how that's gonna go. But I know the FAL is very original, and the recoil is just not like any other weapon. I think that's what makes it so much fun. So if they do take this approach, I'll definitely be for this 100%. Alright guys, so we're moving on to PvP, and this one's a good one because 10v10 will be released with the part 3 of the Christmas update. So that's going to be on the January 2nd, I believe, with the flight update. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be such a huge update, and it's going to enable larger PvP matches that emphasize teamwork. And pretty much with 25v25 and the 10v10, it actually won't be like how we queue up for 5v5 and 2v2. You'll actually think of it almost like another like game server where you automatically join like an existing game. Think of like what's a perfect example? Think something like Phantom Forces. Phantom Forces is probably a great example of that. You could think of things like recoil, like you just join a match, you don't queue up for a match. And who knows, maybe I bring back the top 3 players of the week once PvP gets its update, because I'm not gonna lie, I did stop the series only because of PvP dying. There wasn't really much to really cover, and I think with this update it'll definitely bring some people, and I might give out some rewards for actually winning that too. And yeah, I'm looking forward to actually bringing it back. Hopefully this does help the PvP community out with this update, and I'm sure it will. And I'm just excited for this one. Let me know if you guys are excited for these 10v1 clutches, man. Could you imagine 10v1 clutches? Like, that's gonna be crazy. I'm not too sure how it's gonna go though. Alright, so they did want to touch on matchmaking, how it will be rehauled mid 2021. There is no specific date, but it will be touched upon definitely next year. And pretty much they want to mention how there's a new map coming in, and it's an office map created by Gravity, and he was known for making the New Dawn, which is the episode 1 of the raid mode map. And then you also have Favela, which is currently in the map rotation. Now the thing with this map is it's exactly what I wanted. It's inside a location, it's not outside. You look at, I feel like people's favorite maps are Gym and Lookout. The reason why I think that is because it's inside. I know Gym has an outside, same with Lookout, but I hope this map is all inside. Inside maps are just so much more like competitive and so much more better and strategic other than an outside map, because outside you can get shot from anywhere literally, but if you play a map inside, you have to take certain paths, and then you have to like be strategic about it. You can't just like play stupid when you're inside like a small location. I'm not sure how big the size is, but I did touch on this in another video. Yeah, I'm glad they did take the feedback though, and pretty much I'm excited for this map. I think it's probably going to be one of the top 3 maps. I'm not going to lie. This is definitely going to be one of top choice for people's favorite map, because listen, if you don't believe me, ask people whose favorite, like ask them what their favorite map is. Most likely people will say Gym, Cabin, or Tokyo. Tokyo, I could see why, all the lights and stuff, but I haven't heard of anyone's favorite maps being the other new maps. But I do know Gym and Lookout is probably the top maps right now, and they both have an inside area. Alright, so moving on to new weapons and vehicles, we'll move on to weapons first. Pretty much, they touched on how the AUG M9 FAL was implemented this year, and how they plan for new weapons next year. Things like the SVD Dragunov, which was already added, the HK416, Beretta, and the FAMAS, which is pretty much good. And of course, they're not going to give away everything that they're going to be doing, so there is more to it. But unfortunately, they talked about how the vehicles won't be, there won't be any new vehicles anytime soon until certain things are redone, and that's understandable. Why add new things when there's things to be worked on in the game currently? There's no point of adding new vehicles or like new broken stuff. I'm not gonna say that everything they add in is broken, but they don't want to add in something that's not even like, they don't want to add content into a game that needs to work in its current stage, if that makes sense. I'm probably phrasing this wrong, but you want to work on what you have first, polish that up, get it like at the top, like make sure they're satisfied with it, and then move on to the next thing. And that's what they plan to do, which is perfect. And I like this approach. They want to rework the Sea Stallion, for example, and the ground vehicles in the game before moving on to some other things, and that'll be redone next year, and can't wait for that. Alright, so the last thing I want to talk about here is pretty much the mass optimization. They have announced that they're going to try to introduce this to Xbox, and that's one of their biggest goals. And honestly, if they were to do this, that would be such a big achievement for the game, and they'll spread the game out towards the console community, I guess, and that'll bring in many more people to the community. Pretty much, the reason why a lot of games are the top 2 is because they're compatible with a lot of devices. With that being said, Roblox is a, like, I guess, kids game, and I guess not many kids could have PCs. And even with it not having PCs, they have like tablets, phones, well, nowadays, of course. And I know with BRM 5 it takes a toll on your PC, but if you have a console, you'll actually have maybe more of a chance to run it than your PC, perhaps. And they're gonna try optimizing it and trying to make it run smoothly for overall performance for many of you guys, and that's one of their main goals for next year. So if they could pull this off and bring it to Xbox, this game would definitely make another jump into the player count, so I can't wait for that. Alright, to wrap things up, 2020 is coming to an end, and pretty much with BRM 5, it's been through 2 major operations. You have Operation Nightfall, and then you have Operation Viper. I believe Nightfall was around May or March. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. And then you have Viper, which came out in August. And to see this game change, honestly, like, they've accomplished a lot, and this game is one of, like, this is the only game you'll see these types of vehicles. I haven't seen any type of vehicle even compete with what BRM 5 has, and I think that's what makes it so original. And that's what brought my like self to this game back in 2019 in dev. I talked about the helicopters, and I never seen a game like this have the helicopters, and just to see the game go through a bunch of operations change drastically, like it's an incredible journey, man, honestly. And I believe I played it when it was in dev. If I look back at my oldest videos, I'm pretty sure it was in dev, and you'll see how the game looked from then to now. It is incredible, and I can't wait for it. And just to see what they're doing, man, that's why I love this game, man. I've been here from pretty much the start, and just to see it change so much, it's pretty cool, man. And I give them full support on what they're doing here, and hopefully they nail down 2021 and it becomes a successful game. And not that it isn't right now, but a more successful game, and keep rising up. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed it, I honestly enjoyed I enjoyed talking about this. Drop a like on the video, join the I was about to say join the comments, join the Discord in the description down below, comment down below what you think, and do all the good stuff, boys. I'll see you guys later in the next one.